I'll start with Senator Markwayne Mullin, Republican of Oklahoma, close confidant of President Trump, with us. Good to see you, as always.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much. Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the White House. That is clear. Is there a single concession that Republicans should make to Democrats, at least to give the appearance that you're negotiating in good faith?
And keep in mind, we do control all three, but just for your audience, we can't carry it alone in the Senate.
Right.
Because we only have 53, we got to have 60, right? Here's the problem that we have with this. It's very hard for the Democrats to explain this. This CR that we're talking about voting, the clean CR, continuing resolution,
would fund the government at the current rates.
At the current rate in current language. This is the exact same bill that the Democrats underneath Joe Biden voted for a year ago, almost exactly, but before the shutdown. This is the same language, same funding that they voted for in December. This is the same funding, same language they voted for in January before Joe Biden left office. This is the same language that Mitch McConnell voted for in March. What is different now? The difference is because we passed one big, beautiful bill to weed out fraud, waste, and abuse in the tune of $1 trillion.
Hold on.
Right?
I'm asking a different question, though. Republicans hold the House, the Senate, and the White House. Don't you need to show the American people, A, that you're negotiating in good faith, and B, that you can lead?
But where do you negotiate when their proposal is that they want, we're saying clean CR, we're not changing language, we're not doing anything. Schumer, who's led us to this shutdown, which is our consumer shutdown, has said, if you want us to talk, then we want to undo the one big, beautiful bill. By the way, the American people wanted this policy. They kicked out Joe Biden.
So a Democrat, what you're saying is that Democrats are holding the government hostage to basically roll back the big, beautiful bill.
100%.
Okay. So in the past, Donald Trump has taken great glee and pride in government shutdowns. Take a listen.
25 years and 50 years and 100 years from now, when the government is, they talk about the government shutdown, they're going to be talking about the President of the United States. Who was the president at that time?
Here, the Democrats are going to be blamed and the Republicans are going to be blamed. I actually think the president would be blamed.
And in 2018, you remember, you were here, he was very excited about a government shutdown. If government shutdowns are good, why is he not so excited about it this time?
Well, I wouldn't say he was excited about it, but he was saying, listen, I'm not going to give in to Nancy Pelosi's demands. That's where we were. That's where in 2018, you got to take in context.
He was
like, yes, he's like, I'm the president of the United States, but I'm not going to be giving into Pelosi's demands. This is kind of the same situation we're running into. We're not going to give in to Schumer's demand to say that the American people need to pay $1.5 trillion to open the government for 4 weeks when we're not changing. There's no gimmicks with the continuing resolution we're doing. This is just simply say, hey, look, we have 3 appropriation bills and possibly 4 that are already out of committee. We just got to go to conference with the House. Those 4 fund 87% of the government. Just give us more time, we'll get it solved.
You've acknowledged that Republicans can't go it alone because you need 7 Democratic votes in the Senate. What makes you think that with all of those funding bills, Democrats in the Senate aren't going to do the exact same thing they're doing right now?
On what?
On all of the appropriation bills that are.
So that's where some negotiations can come into place. If they want to reopen the government, then we're not going to have to pay a ransom to reopen the government for the Schumer shutdown. But if they want to reopen the government, maybe there's some concessions we can do to say when we get the full funding bill done, the 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 appropriations, and maybe have to CR the rest of it for a long-term funding, we can look at some things. How can we make ACA, affordable health care, Obamacare, better? How can we make it work for the American people? How can we maybe bring down the cost of insurance?
Right. There is that argument right now in Washington, but there is a lot of people around the country who aren't talking about CRs and appropriations bills and everything else. They're talking about how to pay their own bills. You talked about ACA, the Affordable Care Act, a.k.a. Obamacare. 300,000 Oklahomans, your constituents, rely on the ACA. Bills could go up 65% if the subsidies are not extended. There are more than 52,000 federal employees in Oklahoma, many of whom will go without paychecks while this is happening. And I say this respectfully, but it's easy for people to think Washington doesn't care about me when they're hearing all of this and they're the ones sitting around their kitchen table trying to figure out how to pay for groceries.
Well, if we wanted to talk about why we have skyrocketing insurance anyways, let's go look at when we try to federalize government health care and brought in Obamacare.
I'm not talking about the why. I'm talking about the conversations
so
they're having.
So the conversation.
How do you say to these people, this is worth it?
Well, what has the Republicans done to cause the policies to go up? We haven't done anything. And this tax or this subsidy that they're talking about, which is called a premium tax.
I just say this. For people right now, for federal employees, the 52,000 federal employees in Oklahoma are sitting around saying, hey, I don't know if we're going to be able to buy groceries in a couple weeks when I don't get a paycheck. What does their senator say to them?
So I would say, first of all the paychecks, you're talking about the federal employees. So all military paychecks went out today in full. Tomorrow, all federal employees' paychecks are going in full. We have 2 weeks before that next paycheck comes out. They haven't missed a paycheck yet. I don't think there's any way that the Democrats can keep explaining to the American people why they voted for this 4 other times underneath Biden, but yet they're not willing to open the government up now to negotiate.
I have a Democrat coming up, and I'm assure you we will be tough on him. And I agree with you that this is Democrats doing to Republicans what they said Republicans shouldn't be able to do.
Right.
You're the senator from Oklahoma, 52,000 government employees in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you know what it's like. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You're thinking about 2 weeks. If I don't have a paycheck, what am I going to buy for these 2 weeks? What do you say? What do you say to those people? How do you say to those people?
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it because I don't understand where do we negotiate? Do we negotiate with hostages? Americans' philosophy is we're not going to pay with you. We will negotiate, but we're not paying you. What they're saying is we got to pay you. You got to pay us $1.5 trillion. The taxpayers are going to pay us $1.5 trillion to reinstate the fraud, waste, and abuse that Obamacare, or not that one big beautiful bill, cut out. No, so where are we going? Where's there room to negotiate on that? We're saying just keep it going, the same thing that you voted on 4 times. We're going to put it right back on the table, just like Harry Reid did in 2013. This isn't any different, but we want to keep the government operating. We didn't shut it down. Schumer shut it down.
That is a completely fair point, and that's why this one is different than every other shutdown that's happened before. Senator, it's always good to see you.
Leland, good to see you too.
Thank you very much.
Oh, can I say one thing?
Please.
I love your book.
Thank you.
Your book is one of those books that I can't set down. My wife took it from me on the plane.
You know you're supposed to hold the book up when you're saying.
Sorry. Yeah.
I learned that in book sale.
Okay. Well, this is a special book because it's signed by you. I will tell you that it speaks so much a large volume of you. And the Born Lucky, I'm just going to start calling you Lucky. I've called you Leland forever, but now your name's going to be Lucky for me. So
It's a
appreciate
pleasure.
it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.